Let me tell you something that changed how I approach success forever, right? And this is going to be so worth it. So make sure you stay to the end. There was a man who wanted to build a house, not just any house, but a strong one like a mansion type thing, right? But he didn't have no blueprints, no instruction manual, just a vision, just something that he just saw in his mind, right? He started walking around his neighborhood. He started looking at other homes, studying other homes. Most people would say, "Oh, that's a nice house there," and just keep walking, keep driving. But this person, this man, he stood there and he looked at. He had to study. He studied the foundation of these houses. He noticed how the workers actually framed the walls, how they spaced the windows, and even how they positioned the front door off to the side. Not centered, but on purpose. And so years pass, years pass by, and guess who ended up building one of the strongest, most admired houses in the city? The one who didn't just admire the house, but the one who studied the builder. That same man built the most strongest and most admired house in the city. And I believe that there's a principle in that. So don't just admire the fruit, don't just admire the results, study the root. Don't copy the outcome, learn the order. And so everybody wants the blessing, but not everybody wants the blueprint. See, here's why most entrepreneurs go wrong. They get caught up in consuming success instead of actually studying success. Like they'll say, "Oh, that was a good YouTube video. I really got a whole lot of information from that." Or that masterclass had great information. But they never ask, how was this actually structured? How did they actually do this? Because my goal is to become a millionaire. My goal is to become just like the person that I'm watching, right? Why did it start with that story? When did they plug their offer? How did they move me from this is free to I want to invest? I have to invest. You're not just watching the content. You shouldn't just watch the content. You should really be in the place where you are looking at the strategy. You're looking at how they're doing it. You're watching the system. Now, real quick, before we go any deeper, before I give you even more game, make sure you stay to the end. If you're somebody who's actually tired of guessing and you're ready to actually start building your business with clarity, I want to give you a free resource. It's called the Business Launch Playbook. And you can get it when you actually register for my Identity to Influence Masterclass. It's totally free. You get it immediately once you actually register. So, um, inside the masterclass, I break down the 5 expensive secrets that entrepreneurs miss when it comes to growing their brand and their business. And the playbook, that's your practical guide to get started right away with strategy and not struggle. So make sure you click the link down below, grab it, and then let's keep building. Now, here's the principle in that story that I just gave you, because you should always want to look for the principle, because the principle is something that is timeless, right? It's always going to work no matter when or no matter where. Now, the principle was the path is rarely hidden, but it's just often unstudied. People are showing you their entire playbook every day, how to do it, how they're doing it. But because you're not looking at it with intentionality, you're not looking at it to study them, you're looking at it to just consume, you're missing the point. You're missing the system. You're missing the strategy. When you see somebody post a free lead magnet or a free piece of content, I want you to ask, what's the headline that they actually use? How did they even position the value? Like what type of value did they actually give? What platform they actually used it on? So let me break it down even further because I'm giving you the game. You probably saw one of my videos or my posts or downloaded the free Business Launch Playbook, and you may have thought, "Dang, that was generous," which it was, because let me make this clear: the lead magnet isn't free, but you're getting it for free because I truly want to help you. But here's what you may not have realized: the playbook is still a part of the system. The video, the freebie, the follow up, it's all intentional, designed to help people go from curiosity to clarity to commitment. So you're not just seeing the content, you're being walked through a journey, the experience. Because here's the thing: you want to make sure that people receive transformation. Because if people don't see transformation in the little things, they're not going to see transformation in the big things, right? You have to give value to people regardless of what level that they're on. Because one of my mentors said this. He said that the the best way to help people is by truly helping them. The best way to help people is by truly helping them. And you got to think about it. If you're called to build something impactful, you got to learn how to see the value and the systems that the people are using. Whoever you're looking at, look at the structure, right? Because the word says that there's nothing new under the sun. So everything that's already been, the things that you already see, they've already been here. They've already been invented. All they did was just take what somebody else had, used it, innovated it, and now they're successful. Because a lot of people, one thing that a lot of people think, or not people, but a lot of entrepreneurs, what they think is, I got to start this from scratch. I have to start from scratch. I got to get it out the mud. But that's not a principle, right? I feel like that's just ignorance. When you want to always start from scratch instead of looking at something, getting inspiration from it, and then innovating it. Now, one thing I want you to do whenever you actually get to the point of studying is, I want you to ask this one question to yourself: what happens when I go through this rabbit hole? Because when you grab somebody's lead magnet, their free lead magnet, look at the system behind it. How did they nurture you? How did they actually take care of you? Right? Did they follow up with the email? Right? Like, what is the system? Especially for coaches, for content creators, for podcasters, whoever. Because this is the very thing that I go over with my mentees. This same structure of looking at the value and the systems of people that's already doing it, and then just imitating and innovating. I ain't saying go and copy word for word what they said. That's not what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you is, look at the foundation. Just like the person that I told you, the man, when he built his house, it was the strongest and the most admired because he studied the builders and how they operated when they were building other homes. See, that's where the real learning actually happens. That's where the real transformation actually occurs. So you got to reverse engineer the flow. Reverse engineer the flow to where it works for you. And once you actually understand the sequence and the system, you can then start designing your own strategy that fits your voice, your message, and your mission. Now, can I be real? Can I be real with you? There was a time when I was stuck. I kept watching videos, I joining programs and master classes, taking notes, but nothing was moving. Nothing moved until God revealed something to me. You're listening for information, but I need you to look for the infrastructure. Everything changed after that. I started asking, now, how did they set this up? Why did they say, why did they say that? Why did they say it like that? What's the system behind the success? Like, I don't just consume content anymore. I study it. And that's why I'm growing at this current moment. Not by accident, but because of the awareness that I have of how successful entrepreneurs or millionaires operate. Now, I already know everybody's not going to get it. Jesus didn't explain every parable. Some people walked away confused. They just didn't understand what Jesus was saying when he was speaking. But the ones who leaned in, the ones who actually understood, they got it. Same thing right now. Some folks are probably going to hear this and say, dang, that was a lot. I'll come back to it later. But few of y'all, just a handful, y'all going to rewatch the video. And then you're going to start studying this video and you're going to start pulling out your notes. You're going to look at this video and you're going to start watching your favorite creators through a different lens, not just for content, but for construction. So you can build your house that people admire and it's going to be the strongest. Because at that point, you've studied the builder and now you're building your own to where it's now new and improved. And you'll be the one that builds something sustainable because you understood the assignment. Because you can't pass a test if you never understood the assignment in the first place. So if you're serious about building your brand with clarity and you want to stop guessing about what works, make sure that you join the Identity to Influence Masterclass. And when you sign up, you get the Business Launch Playbook. So you're not just starting from scratch, but from strategy. This is your time, not just to watch others win, because it's your time to win, but to actually understand the structure that actually got them there. So you can build your own, right? Click the link in the description. I'll see you inside. And I just got to say this, right? They gave you the game, but now it's time to build the blueprint. And I'm not telling you to go and steal everything and, not actually invest in people, because if you see that something is working for you, why not take the next step and invest so that way you could get the full experience without having to spend 5 weeks studying or 3 weeks studying, however long. You can take this amount of time and shrink it to this amount of time just by investing, right? But I hope this video blessed you. I hope it helped you to change your mindset going from consuming content to studying the content and eventually being the content that somebody else is going to study. So, yeah, I hope y'all found this special. I hope it blessed you. Until the next video, I'll see y'all in the next one.